Howdy friends, my name is Wes Lee. Thanks for stopping by the House of Tone today. I started a YouTube channel about my life as a band instrument repair technician. I appreciate you stopping by today. Well, continuing with these tubas. It's been a theme here, isn't it? Let's jump right in. What we've got here is a tuba tree. These are the parts that I've gotten fixed so far. The part we're going to be working on is on the chassis. Let's zoom in. The specifics of today's video comes from a viewer question. You know, I often show taking the dents out of the horn, but I don't talk about the chassis and I don't talk about the knuckles. Specifically, you see the damage here on these dents. So we've got one coming out of the third valve and here at the first valve as well. Somehow, miraculously, the rest have not suffered so bad. So I wanted to show that I do take these out and how I do it. So for that, we need some cool tools. This tool is from Freeze Tools. It's called the P50. So this is designed to go around the bell tail of a trumpet. This plastic sleeve can come off. It's got stoppers on it so that it can hold fast in the bell and not damage. So I use this a lot, especially in my mobile rig. This is an old version that's stripped down. And I keep it so that I can go through the valve slides and I can take dents out up here. So let's jump into it. The reason that I like this tool is because this is threaded, so I can easily change out the ball that goes on the end. So we're going to use this dent ball set that the balls are graduated in 5/1000ths. We're going to select the ball that is closest to the size of the knuckle tubing. So we're going to kind of start random. You've seen me do this before. Once I find a close starting point, I will actually lay it over. If it's too big, I'll lay it over. So I have a starting point. We're going to go with this size first. This threads on. It's that simple. I'm going to take the valve oil. I use Wes's Custom Fancy Blend. I'm going to push through. Okay. And that's a little large. I'm going to start here. Throw my hands are. If I find that the size of the ball is actually on the size of the tubing, I want to intentionally go for an undersized. I want to sneak up under the lowest part of the dent and then raise. So I check with a magnet. I can feel where the ball is. And I want to start working the creases to make the sharp creases smoother. Let's zoom that in. You'll notice on this one on the first valve slide, we have these crisp, sharp areas. On this third valve slide, you see where I was just tapping on this and it starts smoothing those out. So then I push the ball up very, very gently. I'm pushing right to it. And I'm going to hollow tap around, and you can see how this is smoothing out. And I'm actually going to drop back on a ball size here. Because it's easy to go through and damage the valve casing, you have to pay particular attention. And that's why I just want to squarely sneak up on that dent from the low side. And as I get pushing through, I do just a little bit and then try to gently nudge it some more. And you'll see it's raising back up. Just ever so slightly nudging it. I'm going to drop another size. My ball went all the way through that time, so I know that I was right there on the bottom side of the dent, and you can see it's raising itself back up. And once we have one pass, now we're square. Undersized ball is on the bottom of the dent. So I want to use a method of called off dolly. That's a car term. Old body men, you would hammer on dolly, or you would put the dolly in and you would hammer off the dolly. You would still get the benefit. So what I'm doing is I'm still working the creases. I am not working the deep part of the dent. Now you can hear the significant sound of the steel being picked up. And it pops and goes through. What the ball is doing is it's allowing it to round back out, and I'm going very slowly with it. Using the metal hammer, but then not hitting the steel. I'm not pushing the metal between two pieces of steel. I'm not thinning it. So I'm going to go to a next size larger, and that one pops right through. This one may come out easier than we thought. I'm taking these small dent balls and I'm just popping it through, and it's taking the lowest part of the dent, and it's pushing it back up. Okay, feel like we got it good and lodged in there. Now I'm going to tap these. Yep. So it's rounding it out. I'm still not actually tapping the dent. I'm still just working the rim of the crater. There we go. Okay. Now I feel like I'm about its size. So now I'm going to take a soft faced hammer. This one happens to be plastic. Now I'm actually tapping the crater of the dent. And I'm going to pull back out. Now that dent, now I'm going to hollow tap these high ridges. So we should be about, this is probably going to be our last pass. Over here, once again, now the reason that I'm using a soft face hammer between two pieces of steel, we've discussed how you'll mash it and you'll push it out. Plastic is softer than the brass, so it will allow it to form, push back over the form without thinning out the material. And now we're just going to finish hollow tapping this out. And that's how we remove it. Probably won't talk as much, but it follows the same steps to get this one out of the first valve slide. And I used 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 different ball sizes to take out that dent from smallest to largest. Great. I just got to use a rod and ball and get this last little dent here, and we're done. Thanks to the viewer who suggested that I show how to take the knuckle dents out. Be careful if you're a tech and you're doing it. Be careful, you don't want those balls to jam into the valve casing. That'll give you some heartburn. You might get the blues out of that. So just be careful, go slow. Use your pencil magnet as your guide and you'll be golden. It's a great technique to be able to pick up, great service to be able to offer, especially if you're dedenting horns. You have to take them out of the knuckles. The P50, that's a cool tool. So you notice my old one, the end was all kind of gimped up on it. So you can replace the cable sections, and I'll leave links to the part numbers in the description below and a link to the Farees website, and you can call them up and talk to them about getting some of these for yourself. The next video that is in the queue is a trumpet right there, and I'm going to be using that P50, the first one that I showed, on that, as well as we're going to release a new tool. How cool is that? Okay, thanks for the comments. Thanks for the support. I appreciate you watching the videos. I appreciate hearing from everybody, getting my email address, sending me pictures of your work. I love it. It's really great, really great. So thanks. This is Wesley signing out.